When I tell somebody they're a geek, I mean it as a compliment. Exactly, right? Yes. So, I've also got some other voice actors playing characters in the show, and we are scheduled to shoot our first episode in January. First full episode, and here's the last little bit of geekdom that I'm going to share about Star Trek for now. Our first episode is a sequel to an original series episode. Here comes the cool part. The actor who played the guest starring role in the original episode 46 years ago is reprising his role for our episode. Like the original guy who played the character in the first original series episode is going to be playing it in our sequel. So check it out, StarTrekContinues.com. We have a website. Star Trek Continues on Vimeo, and check out our little vignette. Or maybe we'll show it later to see how much time we have. We have so much to talk about, so little time. So, what else? Right, tomorrow morning I've got a panel, if you guys are so inclined. Right. There's what's it called? Redemption something or other. I'm getting old.
Aww.
Can't think of it. Spot, help me. Anyway, I am not going to do that, by the way, when I do the series. I'm not going to be. I won't talk like that. All right, let's take some questions. Okay, first hand, right back there, I saw. Yes, sir. Oh, Keldeo for the Pokemon movie. How did I get picked? Well, I auditioned. I mean, it's kind of funny. Hi, guys. It's kind of funny. I've done a few roles for Pokemon for the series, and then when the movie came out, or they were getting ready to cast for the movie, the director, Tom Whalen, he does some conventions. You may have met him before. He called me and he said, "Hey, I want you to audition for the main character in this movie." So he sent me some sides, and I read them and sent them back, and he wrote me back and said, "Hey, when can you come to New York? Because we want you to do this." So I was so excited. We had so much fun, and it was a blast. And he's so cute. He's a little pony. He's a pony mom instead of Pokemon. Okay, yes, my dear.
Right after this convention and watching them all was kind of
No.
Do you mind if I repeat that for people so they can hear what you said? She said that one of the very special things that she shared with her father was Full Metal Alchemist, and her father passed away last year right after AWA. And that continuing to watch Full Metal, and especially scenes where Ed's saying, you got a good set of legs, you should get up and use them, and press forward, and that really helped her. And I got to tell you guys something. Remember how I talked about being paid an hourly rate to voice act? You might as well just throw that away, because that's the kind of thing that keeps me going. Right there. I mean it with my whole heart. We do not get paid very much, I promise you. We do not get paid much at all. But the trade-off is that you get to be a part of some special things. And for me, to get the chance to have been a part of something that has moved and encouraged and entertained, made you laugh, made you cry, got you through a difficult moment in your life, helped you bond with a brother or sister that you might not have otherwise bonded with, helped you bring your parents into anime, maybe you hated this or that, or hated dubs, but you enjoyed Full Metal, whatever the reason, to hear that it had some deeper encouragement. To hear that it had some deeper encouragement.
Oh, that scared me.
Excuse me, that burrito, wow. That means the world to me. That's that means the world to me. And several of you guys told me that at the autograph session last night and this afternoon, and you'll never know how priceless that is to me. So thank you for that. Okay, she's got a microphone for questions, but the problem is mixing it up. Hello, my dear.
Has there ever been a character that's changed your life personally or changed the way that you look at life?
Good question. Wow. Well, I will say that I did decide to start my own host club, but that had nothing to do with it. Not true. I will say that I transmuted my mother, but that had nothing to do with playing Edward Elric. No, to be honest with you, can I be honest and tell you this? Playing any particular character never changed me. But playing a character and then doing conventions and meeting you guys, that changed me. Because you can record, listen you guys, you can go into a little booth somewhere and record characters all for years and years and years. But you're somewhat isolated, in that experience. But for me, the chance to come out and meet you guys and interact with you and give you a hug and tell you how grateful I am that you enjoy the stuff that I've done, that is what has changed me. And I'll tell you this, can I tell you a little secret? Don't let it leave the room. No, right, that's going to happen, right? Some of you may or may not know, this is going to be really weird, so I'm just going to go for it. Some of you may or may not know my faith is very much a part of my life. And I used to lead music at my church. And we're not talking about a little church. We're talking about First Baptist Houston. We're talking about 30,000 members. One of those big ones, the big ones. And I was the music leader. I mean, I played the piano, I wrote the charts, I led the band, I did it every Sunday. And I loved it. It was my chance to give back the music gift that I had been given. So I felt very strongly about it. I did it for 10 or 12 years. Okay? But then something really weird happened. And some of you may even identify with this. I got called in to the church office by a handful of the deacons and the elders of the church. And I had no idea what to expect. You know what they said to me? Vic, we understand that you play some character in a TV show. Some little teenage kid who's rebellious and he's atheist and he hates God, and we can't have nobody like that on our stage.
What?
No, don't do that. Don't do that, please, you guys. We all make our share of mistakes, okay? I mean, we all have our own opinions. But I'm sharing this with you because there's a bright thing at the end here, okay? So, jumping off of her question. I sat there across the table from them and I almost in tears, I said, are you kidding me? Do you know how many people that little pipsqueak has allowed me to reach? Do you know how many people that I get to just share kindness and love and friendship and a hug and an encouraging word? Do you know how many people I get to talk to that our pastor will never get to talk to because of that little pipsqueak? They didn't get that. They didn't really understand that. So I made a decision. If you'll look back at the anime conventions, like how many you attend, each voice actor attends, you'll find that about 3 years ago, my convention attendance went like this. Do you know what that was? That was when I decided that I was going to spend my life on my weekends, instead of leading music at the church, I was going to spend my weekends going out and meeting you guys and spending time interacting with you because I felt like that was more precious and more valuable to me than just, than doing that thing every Sunday in church. So that has changed me. Being able to come out and talk with you guys and look into your faces and hear amazing stories and experiences, and the list is endless. The things that I've had the privilege of experiencing and being a part of because of coming out more and doing more events. You can't do both, right? I mean, you can't be in church on Sunday and be at a convention in Atlanta on Sunday. So that's a choice that I made about 4 years ago, and I do not regret it for 1 minute. So thank you for making... I just want to say that. And I'm sorry. Let me just apologize if some of you guys are like, wow, what a downer. We thought this was going to be a fun panel, and he's like, oh, bringing us down. All right. I just had to tell you that because it's important, and I wanted to share that with you and let you know how much I appreciate that and how much you guys have changed me by my interacting with you. Okay. How about that gentleman right there? The bearded one. Oh, you with the beard.
That story is amazing. It's second ball. There's a good deal of Full Metal Alchemist fans in the audience, and as a result, the original name Brotherhood. And I actually wonder, what was your favorite episode when you were just going through the recording in terms of like the technicalities of it? And then now, what's your favorite episode when you've seen our responses and
oh wow, that's an awesome question. You know what my favorite episode was before they ever even aired? My favorite episode was the Usewell Coal Mine episode. Remember we had, what was his name? That, Loki, yeah. And he was stealing everybody's money, you remember that? And I loved that. I loved that episode. But then, when I started doing, when the show came out, and I started talking with you guys and doing conventions, my new favorite became the Full Metal versus Flame. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. And you know what's funny? When people started asking me to repeat lines from the show, and I would repeat them, and they would ask me to do all these different lines, and suddenly I realized something. Like 90% of the lines people asked me to do were all in that one episode. There were so many funny lines and moments in that episode. So that became one of my favorites. And then, of course, the very ending. Just like, I never saw that coming. The whole going through the gate and the real world being on the other side. Oh, and you know what? When Mustang gets hit by that bus, I never saw that coming. I mean, he's like, I love dogs.
Poor Mustang.
I wanted, and remember when Ed was standing on the curb, and he's like, hey, Colonel, there's a Greyhound. Oh, never mind. That was my favorite point of the series. I know. I spoiled it. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then, when the homunculi decided to put on the musical, that was a funny episode, wasn't it? Those people are like, this young lady here, clearly she's probably not into the show, because she's like, because she probably doesn't realize that that's just, has never happened, it will never happen. But, ooh, Solita. You look great, Sol. Do you have a maca? You don't have a maca? Is there a maca in the house? Maca! Your dad loves you. This Sol?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's a less serious of a question, but my
great, we need to be serious. We need to have fun. Go ahead. We need to get out of the serious and have fun. Go ahead.
Could you sing Happy Birthday to me in Tamaki's voice?
You know what just popped into my mind? Has anyone ever seen the video of Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President? Why do I think Tamaki would do that? See, Tamaki doesn't care who he's doing it to. He's got to be romantic. You know what I mean? He's got to be like sappy, sugary, romantic. So, is it your birthday? Come here. Hey, go to the camera. Look. We're gonna be on TV. Look there. Look at the screen. Zoom in. What are you zooming out? Get in this guy's face. That's good. Hold your shot. What? Hold your shot. Alright, don't freeze it. We're missing all of these wonderful moments now. Are you focused? You're going to roll your focus a little bit. He's a little soft. Now, don't move the camera because I'm going to reframe us. Ready? Two shot. There we go.
No.
Do you have an arc? Bam. You ready? I've never done this before. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Noah. Happy birthday to you. Noah, you don't know how close I just came to going, happy birthday, Mr. President. Okay, yes.
Do you have any advice for anybody that wants to get into voice acting?
Awesome question. How many of you guys, I've been told some of you who asked me that at the autograph session to ask me here, because I know a lot of people have that question, right? Mm-hmm. How many of you guys interested in voice acting? See my point? Okay, let me tell you this, you guys. There are two things that you need to know about voice acting. Thank you, Benny. Number one, the main word in voice acting is acting. That may seem like a strange thing to say, but what I mean by that is there are plenty of people that have a nice voice. And there are plenty of people that can imitate, make funny voices and imitate characters. But that's not really what voice acting is about. All of the voice actors that I know were first and